drank way too much that night. We left the tavern way too late. The captain, myself, and the bartender were the only ones left. The captain and I swirled our drinks as we finished up the last of them. He looked up at me and said, "Well, I've got business with the bartender. I'll see you in the morning." I had to hit the washroom. Now, the captain had to regularly contact bartenders, inn owners, shopkeepers to keep up on business and taxes, but most importantly, the rumors. This was the best information. I don't know what he did with it, kept it, shared it. He'd never tell me. I ran to the washroom, came out a minute later, and there was no captain, not talking to the bartender. So I ran out of there, thanked the bartender, and went searching for him. And I found him a few minutes later, but it was weird. He was wandering down some alley, his hand on a wet wall. The air around us, heavy and dark. Can't express this enough. The air was substantial, and the breeze that was happening was pushing on us. Now, the captain didn't know I was there. He was too focused, and I didn't want him to know I was there, so I followed him. We wandered into this part of Korjau that we just never really went into. It's mostly residential, perfectly safe. We don't know it. And he was walking it like he knew it. Came to this house. It's weird. Brownstone house. Big wooden door. Right at ground level. No stairs, nothing. We walked right up to the door, and the wind had gotten so bad now. That breeze had turned into a force of nature. The air was heavy, it was dark, and it was moving. The captain stood in front of that door, the wind visibly pushing his hair and clothes backwards. He could not have been able to stand there very easily. And he did what I don't know anybody would have done. He opened that door. Light poured out at his feet, but I couldn't see. I was around a corner. And all at once, the wind around him stopped. I could feel it, but the wind around him dropped. His clothes and his hair fell back into natural place, and he walked in. I got real curious real fast. He left the door open. As I peered around the corner, there was a forest. There was no house. The doorway disappeared into what was a perfectly safe wooded glade. I walked in. I could feel the grass and the dirt under my feet. And just a little ways away, a well sprang up from the floor. I assume it was a floor, forest floor, basement floor, I don't know. The well was filled with water when it popped out. The captain kept getting closer to it, and it roared. Kept getting closer. The water turned to stone. And as he got closer, the water that had turned to stone was now turning molten, lit behind it, as he could do nothing but stare into it for hours.